What's going on, my dudes? Onestep here, back at it with another video, and today we're talking about the top 5 best new features to look forward to in Street Fighter 6. Let's get into it.
Take it one step at a time.
So the first thing that I want to go over is, of course, the big elephant in the room, and that is create a fighter or create your own character in Street Fighter. This is just gonna absolutely change the game. Like, we haven't had a really good create a fighter in a mainstream fighting game in forever. And why I think it's gonna change the game, because sure, you can create your own avatar, you know, look like you or do whatever you want to do, but the big thing here is, first of all, there's gonna be so many memes going around. You can create Shaggy, Mario, the Kool-Aid guy, create whoever you want and make them be a fighter in the game. Not only that, but if there are any characters you've ever wanted to play as in a fighting game, for DLC characters or maybe even Street Fighter characters that aren't coming back to the game, you can just go ahead and create them. Like, for an extreme example, let's go ahead and say, for hypothetical reasons, they weren't going to bring Chun-Li to the game. Well, that doesn't matter, because you can just go ahead and make Chun-Li. Like, I'm not going to lie to you, at this point, because we can create our own fighter, you could literally put anybody that you or imagination can come up with and just put them in the game and fight with them, give them their own moveset that might match their aesthetic. You can give them anything that you want. You can make them look like you, your friend. You can make them look like Mario or Luigi or Bowser or whoever you want and play them in Street Fighter 6. Like, you know that I'm going to be making Kratos, Doom Guy, Batman. Hell, I'll even bring other characters from other fighting games and put them in Street Fighter, like Scorpion. I'll even make Kazuya. Who cares? The point here being is, I think that create a fighter in Street Fighter 6 is going to be one of the biggest components of the entire game. I can see people literally come into Street Fighter 6 only because they want to create a fighter. I know I would. Let me know what your thoughts are on create a fighter down below. The next thing that stood out to me in the Street Fighter 6 showcase, I don't think a lot of people really understood how big of an impact it's going to have on the fighting game community, is character specific ranks. And why that matters so much, because a lot of fighting games don't have that. So what that means for you though is, and let's say you're getting really good with Ryu and you're climbing the ranks, you know, you're gold or even diamond with your Ryu, but then a new character comes out. Let's say you want to try, I don't know, Jury, and you're like, oh, she looks fun, but I don't really want to lose my rank, because a lot of times when you try a new character, you go on ranked, you're just going to get smacked and then you're going to lose your rank and go down. You don't want that to happen. And because of that, a lot of people, including myself, usually only stick to 1 or 2 characters. And yes, we want to try other characters online, but we know we're going to lose our rank, we're going to lose our points because we're trying out a new character, we're going to get smacked online, and it's just not worth it. So to be able to have your own character specific rank is huge. So you can really get gold or diamond with your Ryu, and then let's say you want to try out Cammy. Well, guess what? Go try out Cammy, because her rank is, you know, non-void to you right now, and you're not going to mess up your Ryu's diamond status, which I think is a huge win, because there's been a lot of new characters for other fighting games that I wanted to try, and I just really didn't commit because I was scared of losing my rank or my status for my other characters or just my overall status, but I wanted to try the new character online. So having a character specific rank, I think, will have a massive impact on not only competitors but also casual players too. Of course, another big announcement during the Street Fighter 6 showcase was their roadmap for their DLC characters coming within the next year. So you can see on screen right here, we're getting the 4 characters within the next year. We're getting Rashid, AKI or Aki, Ed, and Akuma. So within the next year, basically within every single quarter, we're getting a new character. Like for summer 2023, we're getting Rashid, which is, I think, super cool. That's pretty soon after the game launches anyways. And then later on this fall, we're getting AKI. And then winter time, which could be, you know, 2024 it says, so we're guessing January, February, we're getting Ed. And then later next year's spring, we're getting Akuma. So I think it's really cool that Street Fighter 6 gave us, the audience, the players, a roadmap to look forward to. And knowing how big the company is, you can bet your sweet bottom they're probably not going to let us down with like delays and such. Personally, I'm more looking forward to AKI and Akuma, but that's just me. Let me know your thoughts on the year 1 DLC characters down below. The next big takeaway from the Street Fighter 6 showcase was Street Fighter 6 is literally really gonna be super beginner friendly. Because let's go ahead and be honest, there's a lot of people out there that kind of maybe want to try a fighting game, but they're just too scared to jump on in and just get wrecked online, or they don't want to take the hours upon hours to learn the combos and, you know, try to put in that time to training to, you know, get really good. Well, Street Fighter 6 is taking a whole new approach on beginner friendly and trying to bring in a new audience, which even as a high-end player myself, I am super stoked about. And what I mean by that is, you're going to see on screen right here 3 different play styles or controller inputs that they're allowing you, the player, to use in the game. First we have classic, modern, then dynamic, and they're all very different. But the new one here you guys can see here, or so somewhat new, is the modern type, where perform special attacks easier but fewer attack buttons. Because as we all know, for Street Fighter, we have light, medium, heavy punch, light, medium, heavy kicks. So we got 6 button layouts. Then we have to input our specials, with down, forward, triangle, or down, back, circle. Those are our special moves. Well, here for our modern type here, your triangle is your special move button, and you only have 3 attacks. You have light, medium, heavy. So yes, as you guessed, it makes it easier for you, the player, to maybe pull off some combos or special moves, but it of course limits your accessibility to what specific combos or even special moves that you want to do at a specific time. And then of course there's an even easier mode called dynamic type, where the simplest control method, buttons trigger actions adjusted to the situation. So the game kind of has an AI in that aspect, where it's like the dynamic type here is going to kind of see where are you at in the fight, how close are you, what situation are you in. So when you press square, the character is probably going to do what's best in that situation, whether that be a special move, an uppercut, a reversal, whatever it is, it's going to kind of just do it for you. So to be quite honest, if you're a beginner, like this is your first time playing a fighting game probably ever, or you're just not really good, go dynamic. Get a feel for the characters, get a feel for how it, how it literally feels to be that character, what their playstyle might look like to you, and think, oh, I kind of like this character, or what, I don't like this character. Then as you kind of get used to that, move on over to modern type, where you can start doing simpler combos, and on purpose start doing their special moves that you might want to do. And then of course with more training as time goes on, you might want to move over to classic type, which in my opinion is probably gonna be the best one for any fighter, because it allows you the full accessibility, the full range of the character's moveset and their kit. Personally, do whatever you want to do, but I'm a firm believer that modern type is a great introduction to the character, their moveset, and what you can do with them. But I do believe it's always best to move on up to the classic type when you can, again, to give yourself that accessibility to the range of the character's moves. But either way, again, this is a really big step to bringing on in a new audience and say, hey, we're going to give you a couple crutches, help you out a little bit, and make it fun for you in the beginning, so that way you don't get like super overwhelmed with all these inputs, all these moves. And personally, even though I use classic off the bat, I really don't mind. I know there's a lot of pros out there that are like, this is not good for the community. Why would you ever use modern type? It just gives you a crutch. I'm gonna be real with you. If you're a pro or you're a competitive player, this shouldn't bother you, because if you're actually a good player, you'll know how to read, you know how to counter hit, you'll know how to punish. You can do all these things no matter what controller type your opponent is on. But that's just me. And next we have another big introduction to the Street Fighter 6 world, and that is literally World Tour. This game mode is huge. It's literally an RPG in a fighting game. You guys can see it on screen. We're walking around, we're going to shops, we're engaging in fights with random strangers on the street, Street Fighter, and we're just doing what we want. You can go buy clothes that give you better stats for your character, that revive your vitality. You can go to the shopkeepers and buy food. And the best part is you can even fight the shopkeepers. I did it in my stream right here. I want to fight this shopkeeper and tell him his food was bad. We can go put our clothes on. You can fight him. Look, you can be like, hey, shopkeeper, your pizza was ass. Get over here. Your pizza was garbage. Your pizza is ass. So you can see, you can literally fight anybody that you want in the World Tour mode. There's so much to do. This alone is a whole game, in my opinion, by itself. You can go around, upgrade yourself, upgrade your stats, buy new clothes, buy new food, explore the world. And it's called the World Tour for a reason. You're going to be exploring the world. There are so many places to go and visit and find new masters and learn under them, to learn new special moves, again boosting your stats and giving you special moves for your created character. There is literally so much to do in just World Tour. I can't believe we're getting that, and Battle Hub and Fighting Grounds. We are spoiled for Street Fighter 6. But that's just me, my dudes. Let me know down below, what are your thoughts so far on Street Fighter 6? What are you most excited for, and what is your biggest disappointment so far? Again, let me know down below. Subscribe here for more fighting game content. Go ahead and click into this video next. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, take it one step at a time.